I am really excited to teach you about inferences today because when we're reading, inferences make reading really exciting because we get to be a reading detective. Here's how it works. Our eyes are taking in everything that we're reading, whether it's the words or the pictures, and they're sending it to our brain. Now, already in your brain, you have an awful lot of information that you've accumulated in your life of experiences that you've had and knowledge that you've gained. Making an inference is when we combine what we read along with all of that information that's already in our brain, we put it together and we can make some really educated guesses about some things that might be happening in the story, even though it's not actually in the words of the story. You know, I'm constantly telling you, if you're not thinking, you're not really reading. And that is because I'm always talking about inferences and making sure we pay attention to what we're reading, but we're also using our own knowledge that is already in our heads. So let's talk a little bit more about inferences. Readers must use clues in the story. So you must get information from the story. And at the same time, use information that you already know to discover things that are not told directly to us in the text. Here's how it works. So we read and we get clues from the text. I combine that with all of the information that's already in my brain. And then when I make a good guess about something that's going on in the story, even though the story doesn't actually tell me this, I am making an inference. Sounds kind of tricky, doesn't it? So let's try a couple of examples. Let's read this story. Sam's favorite movie was playing at the movies. His mom took him and his friend to see it. As they were walking to the theater, Sam turned to his mom and said, "When you get it, can you put extra salt and butter on it?" "Thanks, Mom." What was his mom getting for him, and how do you know? So the first step is going to be to look for those clues. I know he's at the movies and they're at the theater. He's asking his mom for something and he wants salt and butter on it. So those are my clues from the text. Now I have to go into my own brain and think, well, I've been to the movies. When I go to the movies, do I ever put butter and salt on anything? Ah, I do. Do you? You do. It's on popcorn, isn't it? So here is how I would answer this question. His mom is getting him popcorn. I know it is popcorn because many movie theaters serve popcorn. I often get popcorn at the movies and put butter and salt on it. So you see, we were really a reading detective because we took the clues from the passage and what we already knew in our brain and combined them to discover new information that wasn't actually in the words. Okay, I think you've got it now. Let's try another one. Here's another passage. The air was warm and fresh. It smelled like salt. The sand was soft beneath their feet, and the waves crashed on their legs. They could see a whale surface the water. At the end of the day, they watched the sun set over the horizon. Where are they at? How do you know? Well, again, let's look for clues. I know it was warm and it smelled like salt. Oh, here's a big one. There was sand and waves. They saw a whale and they watched a sunset. Hmm. Okay, those are the clues from the passage. Now I'm going to go into my own brain and think, have I ever been around sand and waves? Hmm, I think I know. I've never seen a whale, but I know where whales live. And watching a sunset. Where do you think they are? Oh, you're right. They are at a beach by the ocean. Here's how I answered the question. I know they are at the beach. I know this because the story talked about sand and waves. It also said they watched the sunset. And I often do that with my family at the beach. So again, we used information that we found in the passage along with things from our own brain, and we put those together to make an inference, just like this poster shows us. Clues from the text plus information that I already know creates a really good inference. It can't be a willy-nilly guess. It's got to be based on clues from the text and information that I absolutely know to make an inference. You're going to now practice making more inferences. I know you can do it, second graders.